Now, I got a picture on an email to say that this box had been delivered. And I was slightly confused because it said that it was from Etsy. And I thought, I haven't ordered anything from Etsy to my knowledge. And it was an Amazon box as well, so that was even more confusing because I hadn't ordered anything from Amazon. This little box of goodies actually came from a little shop called Pineapple Retro, which I appreciate just for the name if nothing else, because it just amuses me. I cannot remember for the life of me how I came across Pineapple Retro, because it is online only. It's single-handedly run by a lady called Soph, and she basically explains to me that she sort of handpicks all the stuff that she puts on her site, and she sort of cleans it up and so on, and then puts it on the site, I think on a weekly basis, and then ships on a Monday. And as I say, I don't know, I'm really struggling to remember how I first tripped across it. But once I got on it, it was like having a sort of an eBay shop where everything was buy it now, basically, effectively, but without the eBay elements. So I wasn't entirely sure when I first found it whether or not it was active, but obviously it is because I now have a box of goodies. So let me show you why these things tickled me so much when I saw them on the site, and why I felt obliged to pick some bits out, because once I checked that it was actually still up and running. So first of all, this is the first thing that led me to the site. But as I say, I can't remember why it pinged it for me. But this, I'm almost certain that this is the early design for Polydron that I first found. Yes, it is. In fact, I've not looked at any of this stuff in detail yet, so this is all going to be new to me as well. But I've just noticed here that this is Design Centre London. I'm sure that I picked up Polydron for the first time in the Science Museum in London, because I didn't go to London a lot when I was little. But when I did go, it was with my parents, and my parents traditionally took me to the Science Museum to look around all the cool stuff, and it had like the best shop from my geeky point of view anyway, and it stocked stuff like Polydron. I've actually picked this up more recently from my son, who of course didn't even give it a second glance particularly, but I used to make 3D elite ships out of Polydron, and there will be a whole bunch of stuff in here. The modern Polydron has more variants in terms of its shapes and so on. But as you can see, it's just loads of bright plasticky geometric shapes. I think only triangles actually with this iteration of it. I don't think there's anything else in that cover image. No, there's nothing else. So you can get squares and stuff these days and sort of outline borders ones, but basically this was just, a world of imagination for me, and I'm pretty sure that the same sort of set as I would have picked up from the Science Museum all those years ago. So it just sort of says, just got basic instructions there in terms of how you sort of pull it all together. It clicks together really, really easily, and it's quite firm. But you can just see the sort of objects you can then create out of it. It's pretty cool stuff, and once they put squares and stuff into it, you could do all sorts. But this was the early basic stuff, the triangular stuff. I think it's still used in schools today. I think, as I say, it's still current. So if you search on Polydron, you should still be able to find it. But I just love the fact that I'm pretty sure that as soon as I saw that original packaging, I just thought, I really shouldn't, because I've already picked some up since. But nonetheless, with the original packaging, I just couldn't resist it, and that then of course led me to Dell. So each little segment just says Polydron on it there. You can probably make that out, I think. So yeah, it's just really, really good creative stuff, and you just go clickety and then clickety, and it'll just, then you can there's a little bit of sort of flex in it, but then as soon as you put another couple of triangles on there, then it gets very, very solid. So it's clever stuff. It's clever stuff. Very simple idea. But I just like it from the imagination standpoint, if nothing else. So that was very cool. Now, I kept on browsing, and there were various sort of categories on the site of different sort of bits and bobs of stuff. Oh yeah, this is where I sort of forget what it was that I've actually sort of picked up. So this I think is Danger Mouse. This was completely random, but it's the sort of thing that you wouldn't really expect to see again. I mean, occasionally you find stuff like this on eBay, sure, but then you don't know whether or not you're going to end up in a bidding war. You don't know what sort of state it's going to be in. So this is just little tiny plasticky sort of stuff. But of course, what caught my eye was the fact that it's plasticky stuff which has got Danger Mouse on it. And that's first generation Danger Mouse. It just tickled me because I grew up with these guys so much. They've got Penfold, bless him. Just look at that. It's just so stupidly simple, and yet it just amused me. And it wasn't expensive at all, you know. It's very, very sensibly priced. It's not trying to rip anyone off, and you don't have to get into a bidding war for it either, which is refreshing. So it's obviously some sort of, I think it's supposed to be like a basketball game with Danger Mouse as a target. I suspect that, I wonder if it's missing one character, because there was the Baron's sidekick whose name escapes me, but he did have a sidekick, in much the same way that Danger Mouse had Penfold. But anyway, he doesn't appear to be there. So yeah, that was just a random little thing. It amused me. It amused me. So let's clear those down. We'll keep digging. This is one of my more random videos, I have to admit, but it's just one of those things that it just tickled me. So I thought you might approve of my choices, but also I'm pretty sure that I'm thinking that might be current. I think that might be a freebie. I'm hoping it's a freebie, because if it isn't, I ain't touching it, because it means it's ancient and I didn't order it. So now what's in here? This is like past the parcel, this. Oh yes, yeah. Now I think you guys will have seen these before. These are much smaller than I thought they were going to be. But these little do you remember do you know what these are? You might have seen these before. These are little teeny tiny McDonald's Transformers. Sorry, Phil. And they just transform in totally sort of random fashion, I believe. I don't actually know how to transform them, mind. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have arms. We have little feet down the bottom here, which I'm kind of terrified of breaking off. But I'm pretty sure that there's a head in here somewhere that flips or something. This is where I should have done a Blue Peter exercise and prepared them earlier, but I just wanted to have a little rummage so that you could see me rummaging, really. So that pulls down there. They go up there, but I'm sure that head should pop out somehow. I'm just not quite sure how to tilt it without breaking anything. So it definitely looks like there ought to be one more step that it would do. There's definitely a... Just try this off camera so I can hold it a bit nearer to myself. No, it doesn't seem to want to... I can see how it should, but maybe I need to research to figure out exactly how to release the sort of the upper segment of it. I'm sure that there should be a head there that would flip out or around or something. No, I can't get that onto play ball, but you can see the basic idea they're going for there. And similarly with the cheeseburger. There we go. He's got his head. There you go. Yeah, okay. They're pretty random, but yeah, there you go. So there. As I say, I'm pretty sure. Perhaps I'm expecting too much. Perhaps that doesn't do anything else. But I'm pretty sure there is an outline there that suggests it should sort of rotate on an axis like that. But anyway, so yeah, picked up those two because I thought randomness. Definitely much smaller than I was expecting. But anyway, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Now, this I thought would definitely be very, very interesting. So this is a House of Fraser catalogue. Now I've no idea exactly what is in here. Sorry, I'm way too zoomed in for that. Okay. But the reason I got this is that the odds of this happening were very, very slim. So we've got all sorts of, I mean, I'll flick through it, but obviously these are just like old school smellies and so on. So let's, let me take this light off. Yeah, there we go. Now you can actually, might have a slightly better chance of seeing it. So we've got the sort of random smelly stuff there. I'm not sure what year this dates from. 24-page advertising brochure. But what year? What's the year, I wonder? Nope, there's nothing there to date it for. We'll see if we can find a date towards the end. Let's just flip through this stuff, because this is not the stuff that I got it for. It's weird, because it all looks quite current. You know, it actually looks quite current. It's quite odd, but it really isn't. Let's just have a look. Okay, that's not quite so current. Yep. Okay, I think we're getting there. Where is the one page that I saw? Ah, here we go. Okay. Now, this is really, really strange from my point of view, because literally, of all the pages that she could have picked to display on the website, she picked this one. And if you can see that, the top one is a Tomy train. I'll read you out the wording in a second. So we've got very sort of four-wheel drivey sort of remote controlled trucks there. We've got something called Monster Crunch. Spitting image game there as well, and Trivial Pursuit, which of course was a big thing that lots of people had at one point in time. It used to be a sort of go-to board game for many families, I think, that they would have had at some point in time. So I'll read out the text down the right hand side here now. So Tomy's exciting new preschool train set in eye-catching colours to open up their eyes with wonder on Christmas Day, $27.99 each. The Sylvanian family has the doll's house every kid dreams of owning at a price that makes their dream come true. House £24.99, couches and furniture sold separately, £2.25 to £11.99. What can you get for £2.25 these days? Not a lot. Surprise them with these fabulous remote control cars and trucks, bright ideas in bright colours and detailing that make them almost as good as the real thing. From left to right, gear stick control Bear Blaster pickup truck £19.99, remote control Barger Blaster car $13.99, remote control Porsche Turbo car $9.99, with radio control Finder Matsushiro 4x4 winch truck $69.99, Tayo Jet Hopper car $49.99, Matsushiro Turbo Blaster car $39.99. And would you believe it, that's Jet Hopper. So the Tayo Jet Hopper car I picked this up from quite a big auction a while ago, and it was this random thing. It had absolutely no right to being in the auction that it was in, because the auction was for toys, and quite old toys. This is bang out of my childhood, and a lot of these toys were probably somewhat older. I've still yet to put batteries in it to see if it will actually work, but as soon as I saw that in the catalogue on the website, I just thought, I'm so in the right place here, because what on earth were the odds that she would have it open at that page and it would have that toy in it, and that I would still have that toy in my possession without actually going out to find it off the back of seeing it in this catalogue. That's just bizarre. It's kind of like a small world type thing, you know? I just thought, what on earth were the odds of that? So I just wanted to share that random piece of, what's the right word for it? Synchronicity? I don't know, something like that. Coincidence? Very likely. But I just thought, the odds of that have got to be quite out there. It probably would have been a good day to buy a lottery ticket. So what else is in this catalogue? Some more sort of random soft toys there. It's actually less of a toy catalogue than I thought it was going to be. A random Philips shaver and some Clairol products apparently. Oh, and Walkmans. Wow, look at this. Oh, graphic equalizers. Yeah, do you remember when graphic equalizers were a thing? This is literally saying graphic equalizer in big lettering across the front of that to try and make itself sound cool and important. I mean, look at that. That was the cutting edge of tape playing technology back in the day. I would love to know if we could actually carbon date this to a particular year. But I would have said probably smack on mid-80s, but I'll tell you what, it's a slick catalogue. It's a slick catalogue for its era. Now, here we go. House of Fraser, Kensington, Oxford Street, Metro Centre and Sheffield. Army and Navy, Binns, Cavendish House, David Evans, D.H. Evans, Dingle. Oh, I see, as in the house. Of course, it was a group, wasn't it, House of Fraser? Of course, yeah. Wow. I bet a lot of those brands of stores have long since passed now. Now then, let's have a look. I bet they didn't bother with the year because it would have been such a sort of ephemeral thing. It would have been there and gone, wouldn't it? APR 27.8. The Fraser card. I was looking for the Fraser card telling me when it's expires or something. There's absolutely nothing on there to carbon date it whatsoever. Not overly helpful, but still quite entertaining, I think. Quite entertaining. Unfortunately, fewer toys in there than I was expecting. Now, she also has books. So look, The Moonbird, Big Bad Bully Bird. Now, I have managed to find one of these before on eBay, and I can't recall if I've actually done a video on it. But if you've seen my Major Tom video recently, the Moonbirds are from exactly the same sort of era, and it took me quite a long time, I remember, to figure out what the character was that I was picturing, but what its name was, you know? When you can sort of picture something, but I had no clue what it was, and then one day it just came to me, and as soon as it came to me, I could find it. But again, this was on the site, and I just thought, good Lord, she's just plucking stuff out of my memory here. That's crazy. Because I think that's definitely not the one that I've got. It's just a bit of fun. It was UK 60 pence. 6 fun-filled titles for you to collect. The Moonbird Without a Name, Big Bad Bully Bird, Bent Bristles Magic Paints, The Invisible Moon Chick, The Magnificent Moonbird Marching Band, and Little Lost Moonhen. I have no idea if that was literally all of them that were ever done, but it's certainly possible, I guess. But yeah, it's just brightly coloured stuff, and yeah, that's a sort of a classic sort of piece of art from it. So yeah, just as I say, randomness, but not expensive randomness, which is nice. Now this was interesting, I thought. So Roger Hargreaves, I'm sure, is a chap who did the Mr. Men books. And this looks like it's a Mr. Men sort of character. It looks like it's Mr. Tickle with fewer arms. But it's not Mr. Chatter, it's just Chatter. So I wonder, because I haven't researched this, but I wonder if this is a precursor to the Mr. Men and Little Misses and all of that sort of series. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, and Timbuktu. Now, I can't remember, is this the origin of the word Timbuktu? Because I remember Timbuktu being a thing, but I had no idea that it was associated with him. So, answers on a postcard and in the comments as to why that's ringing some sort of bell with me. Was there a cartoon of this? I don't know. But God, I'm looking at that and a lot of the characters seem really familiar to me. So I wonder if I knew this series more than I knew Mr. Men when I was little. Maybe it's, maybe this is so old that it's actually, you see, I mean, I look at that, I mean, that looks like it is straight out of a Mr. Men book to me. Classic Mr. Men wizard. Do you not think? I think. So, it's a classic thing, text on one side and nice bright image on the other. Oh God, isn't it weird how things take you back? So I remember I think I remember having a jigsaw with these guys. See, and that is a classic Mr. Tickle sort of thing where it's just his arm stretching across one page. It's brilliant. I say it just takes me straight back. It makes me chuckle. Now I thought I was going to have to buy a big job lot of these, but in fact I was able to get just one. Now I don't know if this is what I remember. I remember there being a film of this, A Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Hans Christian Andersen story, if I remember rightly. But this is like the classic sort of Ladybird children's classics storybook of such a thing. See, look at that. See, look, it's terrific art, isn't it? Just look at that. That's just awesome. This is really, really well illustrated. I mean, I think it's actually, I guess it's probably the actual story, or a shortened version of it, because obviously it was an actual book, I believe. So yeah, it's just again a nice little piece of the past to have picked up. That's just my invoice, I think. Yep. Okay. You're kidding. She's on Acacia Road. That's funny. And I think possibly the last thing. And actually, no, there should be a couple more bits. Actually, I think. Now then, did anyone ever have any of this stuff? Does it still exist? I don't know. Galt Toys Octons. Anyone remember this stuff? It feels very much like sort of preschool building stuff. I don't think I ever actually played with any of this. But when I saw it, I thought, that looks really cool. And I might want to have a little bit of a play with that, because it looks like you can make some quite complex stuff out of it, but it's a very, very simple idea. So I might have to do a little bit of research on this and just sort of see what the background to it is. Gosh, very old company. So look at that. So James Galton Co Limited, Cheadle, Cheshire, England. Founded in 1836, royal warrants granted in 1848 by Queen Victoria and in 1966 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. That's a deeply old company. But what year was this? Because I thought that was going to tell me what year this was actually produced, but actually it isn't doing. That's interesting. So Octons interlock easily to build a wide variety of exciting constructions. Their translucent, eight-sided shapes are a constant challenge to young imaginations, giving infinite possibilities for creative play. Octons are safe and non-toxic and are completely compatible with Galt Flexi Octons and Super Octons. There you go. I was reading, of course, from the English version up there. So okay, they seem cool. Another one to add to my random construction toys assortment. But I thought I might. Didn't I get one more random scrunching there? Perhaps I didn't. I thought I'd gotten some erasers as well, but perhaps I didn't in the end. Perhaps I didn't. Did I not? I really thought I might have done. In fact, let me just check. What does my readout say in terms of what I actually ordered? Let's have a look. No, that seems to be. Oh no, perhaps I didn't I didn't commit to them in the end. That's okay. That feels kind of right, actually. Yeah, that's okay. But as I say, I mean, obviously go and have a look at the website. It's pineappleretro.co.uk, and I will put a link to that in the description for the video as well, of course. But I just think it's you will see, if you're of my age in particular, I think you will see a lot of stuff there that just kind of pings the neurons, because for me a lot of it was really, really sort of ringing so many little bells for me. It was just crazy, because I just couldn't believe that she sort of picked out these particular items as just because they were so on a level on a level with the sort of things that would have made me chuckle. So I'm betting she must be about, I don't know if she's my age or a bit older or a bit younger, I don't know, but clearly these things were things that were just sort of tickling her fancy as well, because I guess she's not, she wouldn't necessarily have a massive amount of choice in terms of what you can actually find for this. So she obviously, she has to stock whatever she can find, I would imagine. But I just thought it was just a funny, it's such a capture of my childhood, just in one place for no apparent reason, that I could. It would have been rude of me not to pick some stuff up and support her by doing it. So yeah, go and have a look for yourself. Go and see what she's got in stock at the moment. Obviously I've pinched a few things already, but let me know which of these was your favourite, which of these do and don't bring back memories for you. And yeah, I'll do some deeper dives into anything that you'd like me to have a close look at. Not that there's anything massively detailed here to look at, but yeah, it just made me smile. It really did. And I knew I was going to end up buying stuff, because I just thought I'm not going to not come away with some of this stuff, because when would I see it again all in one place and not have to, and it does, she does combine postage automatically on the site as well, so getting all these little bits, it obviously just went into one parcel and I got that parcel, so it's not like buying in separate things on eBay and having to pay multiple postage. So again, that was a nice thing. I mean, I could have bought all sorts. There were Christmas tree ornaments that I recognised, all sorts of stuff, but this was my selection. So yeah, go and have a look and see what you think, and come back and let me know in the comments. All right, cheers for now.